I just played basketball. I just played basketball. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Stepover. I just came back from playing basketball, and I am in Florida, and there are little creeks and swamps everywhere, and when I left, that ball was soaking wet, just like my jumper. A swish noise. Uh... How's everyone doing? It is March 16th, and the Sixers play the frickin' Cleveland Cavaliers tonight because it's Joel's birthday. And how else did Joel want to spend it? Was going to the frickin' Rock and Roll Hall Museum. You guys ever been to Cleveland? It's pretty sick. They got that Rock and Roll Museum. Just throw big old rocks into big old holes. It's pretty sweet. It's Joel Embiid's birthday, which I'm confused why kids are still in school and the post office is still open. It should be a national holiday. And yeah, I'm I'm such a dork. I woke up feeling good. Just like, man, it's Joel's birthday. It's sick. That's just cool. I'm chilling right now with Roni. We're hanging. She says hi. This is going to be another quick one, which is what I will say before every episode. This is going to be a quick one. I'm going to talk the frickin' Sixers Nuggets game that was on Saturday. MVP Orem on Monday. MVP v. MVP, which was pretty cool until it wasn't. That was a real fun first half. Then a mediocre third, and then just a bewildering fourth of I'll start with my frustrations first, and then go to the positives. Obviously, Danny and George didn't hit any three-point shot, even when they were wide open. And after a while, I wasn't mad that they were missing. I was mad that Joel was open too. It was a lot of things like that where it's like, okay, Danny Green has a wide open shot, but Joel has a wide open shot too. So just make the extra pass to Joel because he's been hitting. I don't know. I get it though. They're wide open, and I would, if you're Danny Green, you got a wide open shot, you hit those. But tonight it wasn't falling, or whenever Monday it wasn't falling, and gosh, yeah, I was so excited. It was such a weird game because then the next day I'm gonna be petty just of like people being like, yeah, I don't mean to be petty. I love the Joker so much. He's probably my favorite Joker ever, and then it's the '60s one. What's that guy's name who painted over his mustache instead of shaving it? And then it's Heath Ledger, and then it's everyone else. Nicola is definitely the best Joker ever, and he better be in the... I like that kid who they tease at the end of the Batman movie. Gosh, I don't know his name. But he was in, Dunkirk and those movies, and he's really good. But how awesome would it be if Robert Pattinson was fighting Nikola Jokic? That'd be pretty sick. Also, it would be pretty cool if, hey, instead of a wormy little guy, the Joker's this little worm who uses his brain. It's nah, he's he's 800 pounds and he's 8 feet tall. And he's got two brothers who threaten the Morris brothers on Twitter constantly. That'd be a pretty fun movie. Yeah, I love the Joker. I think he's awesome. But I think if you watch that game, it's pretty easy to see that he had some pretty unbelievable outlet passes. He took advantage of the Sixers' terrible transition defense, which I don't understand why our transition defense is so terrible. I guess we're just not fast. I get Joel not running back as fast as everyone else, and then it's frustrating because it's everyone knows it's Harden's not the most defensive minded guy, so he's not running back. So it's that's 2 out of 3 of the squad not running back. And then I don't think Matisse played enough minutes. I think if Matisse was really a deciding factor there in that first half, and he did not play enough in the third quarter, and that was a little frustrating. But yeah. Anyway, the Joker was pretty amazing, and he did a really good job. But I think Joel got the better of him defensively. It was not his best game, and he sat out the entire third and most of the fourth quarter because the bench unit scored, 50 points? The bench scored 50 points? That was amazing for them. But I don't think you can watch that game and say the Joker played better than Joel. Except for that amazing shot he took at the end. Wow, that was crazy. I was screaming when that happened. I was like, that is insane. How did that go in? It's pretty unbelievable. Yeah, and then I'll be petty and say like there was that call that was overturned that was an offensive foul instead of a shooting foul, which I got, but it was obviously like I wanted those 2 points. And then the big one that is legitimate is what's his name? Green, Javonte Green, punched James Harden, and then there was just a no call because it was like, well, it's James Harden, we're not going to call every single one. But for that one, it was like they punched him. I didn't take it, so that was frustrating. Just all the missed open threes. Our energy, we were coming off a back-to-back, and we had a great energy starting out, but then, it just, after the half, it just went, And, hopefully bounce back against the Cavs. We've been playing pretty good against the Cavs this whole year, so that's been cool. And I think tonight is no different. I hope Joe goes off for his birthday. I love people going off on their birthday. I think that's really fun. Positives about that game. Joe played great. That was a little Bluetooth speaker in the back turning off, if you heard that. Matisse, again, great defense. Really had some amazing, that block. He blocked Joker at some point. He got some great steals, some great fast breaks. I'm trying to think. Harden showed up when he needed to. That's what Doc was saying after the game, was like, it's definitely more effective, I think, and I agree with him, even though I do not agree with most of the things he did in that game. I think his lineups were pretty nuts, and he had a final timeout, and he instead did not use it. Why did he not use that last timeout? Who cares? Just use it. Even if you were just to take a break, just get some water, whatever. Even if you're not really going to use it to make a play, use your last timeout when you have 15 seconds left. What were we saving it for? No, we had 7 seconds left. We had 7 seconds left, and they were like, yeah, just take it. Just start. Call it. That was pretty. that was nuts to watch. Doc Rivers is wild. He's a wild guy. I would love to talk to someone at some point about why he's regarded as one of the best coaches of all time. He does have a lot of wins, but he always has great first years historically with all of his teams. He's like, oh, I got a great first year, and he's good at locker room stuff and everything, and he's a good vibes guy, but he's blown the most leads ever. Yeah, of all time. I mean, the most. I don't know if that's a real stat, but he's blown a ton of leads in very important games. When he was with the Clippers, when he was with the Celtics, and many times with us, I've seen. It's wild. And then he's like, yeah, I don't know. And then what's the joke? Everyone's it's like he's just gotta get. It feels like he finally discovered Tullamore in Philly. He's discovered the nice golf courses, and he's definitely a little looser than he was last year. So he's discovered all the good spots in Philly to go to. He likes walking around down Kelly Drive. He likes taking the car out to Tullamore, doing stuff. God bless him. But if he was the assistant coach of our team, wow, that'd be awesome. But man, and then you look at the history of the coaches that we rejected. Not Brett Brown, but the Sixers picked Brett Brown over Monty Williams, who now coaches Phoenix, and that's one of those things that makes me go what? I can't believe we almost had Monty Williams. And then right before we hired Doc Rivers, Tyronn Lue came to town and interviewed for the job, and then we went, nah, man, Ty Lue is awesome. Look at Ty Lue right now. Like Ty Lue is so good that Clippers team that I talk about all the time is still such a threat that it's like if they played the Sixers right now, it's like, yeah, it's kind of a toss up. I mean, like, you know, if Joel's healthy, it's not, but if Joel's, you know, taking, you know, is a little tired and they're going against the Clippers, yeah, that's kind of a toss up of who's gonna win at the end of the day. That team has a lot of it's Ty Lue. He's that guy. I love him. And then in that fantasy world, Ty Lue being our coach, Allen Iverson could be the assistant coach and step over him to like ask people things like, "Hey, Max, you're getting in," and he'd step over. He'd step right over back. And that'd be cute because they're still friends. And they do that TikTok commercial, even though that TikTok commercial is insane. I was just talking about how dark that is. That they have a commercial that's like, "You're missing out. Download TikTok. Download it now." Nuts. TikTok's bad. I love it. What else am I gonna talk about besides frickin' Doc Rivers being weird and bad? Oh yeah. So just saying, and this is me being butthurt mostly, but I mean, Embiid had a fantastic game, and I think it's still neck and neck for MVP. I just didn't like seeing that. I agree with it's neck and neck. It's still anyone's MVP between the two of them. But if you were to watch that game and say, yeah, Jokic is the clear, like, better, it's like, that's not, you didn't watch that game. Oh, and oh my gosh, last thing I have two more things about this game. Hubie Brown and Mike Breen are terrible at calling games. They are terrible. They have no energy. They weren't paying attention at all. When Javonte Green, pushed, you know, obviously he was going up for a clean block, but you know how it turned out and how their arms went. Joel fell on his back. They didn't care at all. They weren't like, "Oh man, I hope he's okay. Oh man, you know, he's had past injuries. I really hope he's okay." They were just like, "Well, serves him right." Like they basically were like, "Serves him right." Like it was so weird to hear adult people working who've been in this industry forever, like look at someone like Embiid, who is one of the faces of the league, and just kind of be like, okay, you know, who cares? He might have really hurt his back, but whatever. I was speechless. That was so strange, and I was pretty upset by that. I think it's really upsetting people who are apathetic to people who get hurt. I think that sucks. No matter who it is, even if it's the player you hate the most, you should never be negative. I mean, you should never wish someone to be hurt or be apathetic to it. I think that's poopy. It's a little poopy, Mike. I did not feel good when he yelled "bang" 100 times when Bones Highland hit all those threes. Though I will talk about that. Man, Bones Highland is cool. I love Bones Highland. I was rooting for him just because his name was Bones, and I've been paying attention to him. I was just that makes me a fan of him for life. Is his name is Bones, but he torched the Sixers. It was pretty amazing. It was unbelievable. He just hit every single shot, and that was so cool. Not in the moment, but after thinking about it, I was like, man, that was so cool. Bones Highland is so cool. Femur Highland. Tibia Highland. Oh, and they told that insane story. I didn't know he was from Wilmington, Delaware, which is right across the river from Philadelphia. It's like not even 20 minutes away. And they told the story where like his house burned down when he was a kid. I think like in high school, middle school, and his house burned down, and he lost his aunt, and he lost like all of his stuff, and I hope not another family member, but potentially I think someone else in the family, but definitely he lost his aunt, which is so sad. And the Wilmington firefighters who saved them like kept tabs and like kept in contact with the Highland family throughout the rest of his like high school and college career, and like made sure that he was in a safe place, could get to his games. Like they just kept supporting. And they went to his high school games and they just kind of kept supporting him. And they all showed up and they cheered him on. And like, that's awesome, man. The hometown kid comes home, turns on the flamethrower, and then cheers. Turns on the he's hitting every shot. He's unbelievable. And I think that, man, what a cool story. Bones Highland, so cool. Denver is so good at second round picks. They are like, there must be some stat that's like, who's the best at picking in the second round, and it must be the freaking Denver Nuggets. We gotta give it to them. What else to talk about? I don't know. I love you all. I just kind of want to do a little recap. I'm excited for the game tonight. My prediction for the game is Joel's going to score 1,000,000 points. And everyone's going to go, what? That would be hard. Don't try to do that, Joel. You're going to hurt yourself. That's too many points. Settle for 70. All right. I love you all. We're playing basketball.